Hello, and welcome to the Panelists. I'm your host, Eru Iluvatar, and joining me are 4 celestial spirits who together will sing into being the world and all that is. In the high mountains, we have Surgeon Graham. What is your team name?
I just realized that we did the thing where we threw around a bunch of ideas and then the teacher called on us and we had nothing.
We were working on ship names. We came up with Grurge or SRAM.
If we go to last names, we get Yagark.
Grurge Yagark. Got it. And fruiting the plains, we have Cameron and Kathleen. What is your team name?
Our own ship name, which is just Catherine. But I feel compelled to add the Black.
Yeah, if we're doing ship names, couldn't we just be like the Defiant?
Possibly.
Ooh.
Although we are supposed to be celestial beings in Tolkien's Silmarillion.
Oh. In that case, I'm Lorna Schlitzwhistle.
She is very celestial.
I suppose I will also be Lorna Schlitzwhistle.
You could be the Schlitz, I'll be the whistle.
I don't know what that means, but I now want this to be over.
So while...
Sorry.
In through your nose. Out through your mouth. So we have named both our panelist teams and also prospective metal bands, which is pretty productive. And in further good news, you rescued a young fawn who was tangled in a fence. Her mother, the queen of the forest, appears before you as a magnificent doe, 9 feet high, with glistening antlers atop her head and a third eye that sees into the beyond. As a token of her gratitude, she bestows upon you a blessed object, imbued with the spirit of a woodland creature. Do you choose a water bottle that you can never lose because it is enchanted with the spirit of a wolf? In fact, you cannot lose it. It will find you wherever you are. A smooth, leathery cloak that keeps you from getting too hot. The snake spirit inside sighs happily as you wear it, but hisses if it gets too cold. Or a soft pair of socks that makes every pair of shoes super comfortable, but whenever you walk too fast, the weaverbird spirit inside will poop between your toes. Team Grurge Yagark.
I know the one you probably want to pick, which is the cloak of Never Too Warm.
Yep.
And I'm going to be honest, I don't think either of the other two ones, as valuable as they would help me anywhere near as much as this cloak would help you.
Oh, it'd be so good.
So we're going to go with the cloak of cooling.
The cloak of hissing cooling.
I would put up with anything to not sweat so gosh darn much in the even the spring.
Team Catherine, the black Schlitzwhistle.
I would really prefer my feet not be filled with poop.
Yeah, because sometimes you gotta hustle across the street, and you don't want to be like, trying to get out of the way of a truck and then being like, ah!
Yeah, having to make that horrible choice between getting run over by a semi-truck or having your feet full of poop.
I think you just get run over by the truck in that situation.
I agree, right? At least then the paramedics don't go, ew.
Yeah.
Well, at least not for that reason.
No.
Right? Presumably, they've got a shovel.
I mean, maybe the bird poops in between your toes anyhow, because, you move quite fast as you are knocked over by the truck, so it's really the worst of all worlds.
I know. Oh, I didn't even think about that. But the water bottle that always returns to you, you could get, nothing says you have to put water in it. Maybe you put your keys in it.
So we have a magical hissing snake cloak that keeps us cool. What else can we do with it?
That's all I need. That's all I've ever wanted. Do you know how expensive and impractical cooling vests are? I had an outdoor wedding. I looked into this. I was like, I don't want to just be standing up there sweating profusely the whole time. I looked into sub-clothing cooling pipes and everything. They're very expensive and bulky, and I would have looked stupid.
Hold on, you get water cooling under a dress shirt?
You can, if you want to pay a lot for it. I wouldn't recommend it. Now, granted, this leather cloak, it's a leather cloak. So, you got to be that guy that always wears the leather cloak.
Yeah, but I mean, if Tuxedo Mask could pull off wearing a cloak, I think we could too.
I think we can find a higher bar.
Fair.
And it begs the question, could Tuxedo Mask pull off wearing a cloak?
I was charmed as a young one.
I would argue that Tuxedo Mask absolutely looked very cool in a cloak.
Thank you.
But he wasn't wearing a leather cloak. He wasn't wearing, a Renaissance fair outfit, which you will be wearing.
I mean, even at Renaissance fairs, I don't think they make cloaks out of leather, especially not snakeskin. You would look like you were going to... I can't even imagine where you would go to wear a snakeskin leather cloak.
A demon summoning?
A roller disco.
A goth rodeo, maybe?
You're telling me you wouldn't prefer an even gother leather-clad tuxedo mask as a teenager?
Not in a cloak, dude.
Here's the thing. In the summertime, I wear shorts. I loathe shorts because I think they make me look stupid. But I wear them because it's as comfortable as I can possibly be within the realm of decency. So I'm already at the point of, I think I look like a giant idiot, but I'm doing it because I'm too hot. So this is just the logical extension of that. I'm like, yes, I look like I belong at a Ren fair. I look like I'm on my way to a goth rodeo. I look like I'm about to complete the summoning circle that brings forth Yagark. But at least I'm not sweating.
Maybe we could get a sweet cowl and you could like obstruct your face too beneath it,
That'd be helpful.
right?
Point of order. Cloaks do come with an integrated cowl, and tuxedo mask wore a cape.
That is a good point. He did wear a cape.
All right.
They've got us on that one.
Well, all right. So much for my dream there of being a slightly older but still equally dashing tuxedo mask.
Equally dashing.
I appreciate the compliment, Molly. I'll take more attractive. Thank you.
What are we keeping in our water bottle? I mean, obviously,
Coffee.
you put the water bottle... Well, yeah, I suppose so. But imagine this. You can take your water bottle, put it in the freezer, go to work, and just be like, now.
Oh, and then just have it fire through the freezer in a straight line.
Yeah, like Thor's hammer. Yeah.
Is it a wolf or is it yum?
Oh my god.
Have none of you played Halo?
You don't get to take that again, I'm sorry.
Does it obey your summons or is it a hunting wolf?
I choose to believe it just flies in a straight line, possibly leaving behind a contrail like a railgun slug.
That's my headcanon too. I want people to have to dive out of our enchanted water bottle. I want it to fire 6 feet in the air so it's at like good head beating height.
Yeah.
90 miles an hour.
I mean, yeah, we've been thinking way too small with this. You could take it on a plane.
And do what?
Havoc.
I was going to say that this sounds like it would be a problem, but it also sounds by their delivery that it's working by as intended.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to point out that it is the spirit of a wolf inside, and I don't want it to get bored, so I want it to have things to do. Because, you know, like all working animals, like it's got a job, and that's to hunt me down if I leave it behind. So, you know, if it doesn't get to leave a trail of destruction in its wake, maybe it gets depressed.
What if it meets other water bottles and decides it's the alpha? And then develops a pack of water bottles.
Oh, and so everywhere I go, it's like 10 bowling pins following me.
How does it show dominance?
It would have to like pour out some water onto, you know, poles and stuff like that as it's, you know, going about its business of tracking me down from when I've inevitably left it behind somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it marks the other water bottles as its.
But see, now we've created a problem where you're obviously your servant now has so much personality that whatever you put inside it, your coffee is not being consumed. It's being used to mark territory everywhere. You finally go, the water bottle comes back, you're like, delicious coffee, and it's empty.
Putting coffee in your water bottle, forgetting about it, and having the water bottle returned to you empty is better than my current system, which is to put coffee in a vessel, forget about it, and then find it 3 days later as it's rancid. So, like, you know what, if somebody gets beamed, it goes straight through a wall, you know, a minor vehicular manslaughter happens. I feel like that's just all upsides because I'm not pouring rancid coffee down the drain all the time.
Yeah, which is just wasteful.
Can we use the cloak as a blanket?
Oh, I should think so.
Oh,
You're snuggling with a snake more than wrapping it around yourself,
That's
but I think
fine.
the snake don't care.
that's fine. Snakes are great. And I get to sleep well in the summer.
It does complain in the wintertime, which is a point that I don't know if we've addressed yet. Like, how surly does our snake get when it does get cold?
I mean, it hisses. It could rattle. We haven't been specific about what kind of snake it is.
I'll just make sure to keep it inside, somewhere warm during the winter.
Yeah, try and keep it toasty and happy. That's fair. We'll treat it like a loved one.
Yeah.
So you're gonna like crank up the heat in your apartment in the winter so your cloak is warm enough so you're sweaty.
What if we just made a terrarium for it?
Yeah, like in the closet.
Maybe some other snakes to keep it company.
Maybe some pot plants.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's legal now.
Might as well if you're using the electricity. So I think what we've concluded is that we are friends to all inanimate objects and creatures of the forest, which is good news for Graham specifically, and for everybody who has to share clothes with him from the prop closet. And in further good news, you have a job designing meat. Plant-based substitute meat, that is. Like the Impossible Burger, the Beyond Burger, or the classic tofurkey. Your company has been trying to gain a competitive edge in the crowded meat space for a while, and has begun to woo potential licensing partners. It is up to your team to win them over with your ideas for creative new flavors and textures. So which account do you pitch to, and what meat-like product do you pitch? Harry Potter, Monster Energy Drink, or Apple Computers? Team Catherine the Black Schlitzwhistle.
I feel that the Harry Potter universe offers us the broadest spectrum of fantastic beasts and where to find them.
In your supermarket aisle.
And we'll finally get to figure out what hippogriff tastes like.
Beans.
Beans.
So that leaves you with Apple Computer or Monster Energy Drink.
So sleek and elegant, or over the top and for the youth?
And caffeinated, presumably.
We could put caffeine in meat.
They'd be full of caffeine and guarana.
We're leaning towards Monster Energy here.
I think so.
Yeah. Let's go. Caffeinated meat, TM.
Finally, carve off a piece of that monster. This is the monster we've been milking for all those years to make our energy drink. Now you can eat it too.
So describe in flavor and texture how you would approximate fantastic beans and where to eat them.
A hippogriff is going to be kind of like tough and gamey. A dragon, I suppose, will be kind of like spicy and tough and gamey. A Patronus is just going to be like very light and flavorful and tough and gamey. And of course, the most forbidden beast of all, human, wizard. I mean, we
Dark wizard, though. Like, you're only eating bad wizards.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Clearly, you would never eat a good wizard.
I mean, probably tough and gamey because they're evil. They've been on the run.
Yeah.
You know, they're not building up a lot of body fat.
Yeah, they're obsessed with cruelty and pain.
That's going to come across in the flavor profile, I think.
Yeah.
Bad thoughts in, tough gamey meat out.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe they're just very supple and light.
So the only palatable flavor will be bad human.
You didn't get unicorn in there? There's unicorns in the Harry Potter universe.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
But people actually eat unicorns. Bad people. No, we did get them because we're talking about bad wizards. They upcycle unicorns into more bad wizards.
It's like a surprise inside. You get like the bad wizard steak and it's all like black, but it's got like a little white core. It's like an Oreo.
Or a turducken. Only this would be a wizard corn.
Oh, wait, what did the unicorn eat then? Surely there's some sort of enchanted tomato or something that we can jam in there.
A wizard corn Hermione. I don't know.
Perfect. 3 layers, all distinct colors, all gamey, but in their own unique way.
Yeah.
Gamers need to eat.
Oh yeah.
But previously the flaw was they needed to eat and drink an energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
But now that's all in one, and it's so cheap because it's just all sugar.
You know what this needs to be? What monster meat, which I assume is just an M in the monster scratchy thing and then a T. It's just meat. I assume that it is ready to eat from the package.
Yeah. Doesn't even need to be cooked.
No, I mean, it probably would taste a lot better if it was, but most often I very much doubt it would be.
No.
I was going to ask what like the recipes on the back of the box would be, but seemingly you just eat it like Calorie Mate, but green?
That's the default, of course. Spicy Cheetos monster would be, a very, very bright orange with lots of flakes. I'm sure you could have a low-calorie version that's like white somehow, I guess.
If we really wanted to branch out, we could get steaks, and it's just M's that you throw on the barbecue.
Oh,
and then flop over. I think they'd love those.
That'd be good. And they'd be easy to divide up, too. Just like, all right, how many tines do you want?
Team Grudge Jaegark is already thinking about marketing. Do you have any ideas of how to market Harry Potter meat?
We can take it as a given that no matter what we slap a Harry Potter logo on, some schmuck will buy.
Absolutely.
So we can throw taste, we can throw texture, we can throw appearance out the window. We just have to figure out how to make somebody say, I'm a Hufflepuff, because that's a sorting system that makes me feel better about myself. And that's why I have to buy Harry Potter Hufflepuff Puff.
Yeah, exactly. Raven Puff Nuggets.
Yes.
Hufflepuff Nuggets. Slytherin
Nuggets.
And of course,
Gryffindor
Gryffindor Nuggets.
Oh, we could do some really dirty television marketing with Monster finally dunking on Red Bull for being the energy drink that actually delivers wings.
Yeah. It's like, hey kids, you think Red Bull gives you wings? Wrong! And then it's like, bam, and then like a giant wing kicks open the door with the M on it.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be really good. And the bone inside the fake bone, inside of the fake meat would be an M. So when they're done, they look at it, it's the logo, and they're like, oh, this is great. And they start to finish. They know
That's
it's
good.
Monster.
In the fake meat experience, you think bones are part of it?
The people who typically don't want to eat fake meat, they're like, it's just mush, it doesn't look anything like meat. But if you give it fake bones, then the meat eaters will be like, well, I can't tell it's not meat, it's got a bone in it.
Yeah, you can't tell it's not meat, except for the bones are shaped like M's and it's radioactive green. But aside from that, it's indistinguishable from any other meat product.
I mean, people drink Monster, and Monster looks like radioactive piss.
Yeah, but they hide it in a can for decency.
What's that thing that people were making fun of other people for in Fortnite? The not having, being a default. Yeah. What's the opposite of that? Because you wouldn't want to try to sell people on that. You just call it the expensive skins. Skins. Crispy skins.
Oh, we could make meat loot boxes.
Perfect.
Right, gamers love loot boxes.
Crispy Fortnite skin.
You don't even know what meat you're gonna get when you buy the loot box. They'll have to buy them all.
Oh, fuck, that's good. So what are the good meats and what are the sort of garbage meats where you go, oh, I gotta buy another one?
They're all the same, they're just skinned differently.
That's the secret.
Different meat skins.
Yeah,
Oh, I hate that you made me say meat skin.
like hot dogs. It's just a casing.
With like a download code printed on it.
For the rare ones, they could be gold or chrome.
Ooh.
Could you chrome a meat?
I can't see why not. Well, that's a lie. I can see why not, but sure, why not?
Well, then maybe we could also chrome some of our meats. Maybe we could have some sort of like chromatic dragon meat or like something. I don't know.
I do remember that the unicorn blood was like, looked like mercury
Oh,
in Harry Potter. So yeah, sure, why not chrome meat? And there are like several fake meat isotopes that we really need to hit. Hot dogs, burgers, ground round,
Nugwarts.
nugwarts,
Oh.
Muggle meatballs.
muggle balls.
Not mug nugs?
I feel like if word got out that you were selling fake meat named after human beings, non-magical using human beings, that the non-magical humans might take offense to that.
That used to be a thing and it wasn't profitable. It was called Hufu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember Hufu?
No.
Right. Yes, someone made, this is not a Harry Potter thing. This is a thing that happened in real life, is people tried to make a tofu meat substitute that tasted like human.
How big was the cannibal market?
It was
Not big enough.
No, and it was sold like to they were like anthropology students, maybe? We're not sure.
I need to check eBay for something.
That was like 15 years ago, so
I need to check eBay for
Godspeed.
something soon then.
So maybe what Hufu needed was the marketing juggernaut of the Harry Potter IP.
Yeah, that's like that's your spell to defeat the Dark Wizard is just reheat him and eat him.
Or maybe what we needed was the extreme marketing and activatable demographics of 18 to 34-year-olds of Monster.
These sound bad.
I don't know. I'd be willing to try. No, wait, none of those. I would be willing to try none of these.
Would you eat our weird Dorito flavored fake meat?
God, no.
Cool Ranch meat slab?
I mean, maybe as a chaser.
I think that you could literally make a full Quidditch set with like the beaters and the quaffles and the snitch and stuff, but out of like meatball type synth, and that would go flying off the shelves.
Oh, Quidditch themed meatballs, yeah.
Edible merch, basically.
Chicken and quaffles.
So the outside is like a crispy waffle batter, and the inside is a synthesized chicken thing that purports to taste like the magical snitch.
I don't know, you're the one doing Harry Potter stuff. I just like the joke.
Who doesn't want to eat a lacrosse ball?
Oh, well, I don't actually.
I got fed one in gym class once.
Oh, God.
They're plastic.
Ours will be sort of part plastic as well, though, so that's okay. Right. You know, no part of the industrial process is wasted here.
This whole time, over and over in my head, I've been thinking, what would we call a human flavored Monster Energy? And then I just realized, Monster Man.
Ooh.
He ate the man. He ate the monster man.
Or noob.
Noob.
You roasted a noob.
We're gonna grill some noobs.
There it is. There it is.
Got there.
We finally figured it out.
Less toxic than what you experience on the internet.
That might not be true. The CDC hasn't got back to us yet.
So I think what we have learned is that branded meat is a bad idea. But that most of us would eat Voldemort's face.
Yeah, sure.
He's got it coming.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Graham and Serge and Cameron and Kathleen for talking. I would like to thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. This has been The Panelists.
You know how they have like the themed Eggos? You know, you buy an Eggo that looks like Mickey Mouse or something like that. Why not like a little Harry Potter meat Eggo, and you stick Voldemort's face in the toaster, and when you're done,
You have a meat waffle.
You become a Horcrux.